channel. I hope all is well. Today is International Bat Appreciation Day. Of course, I love bats, not as much as I love cats, but I love, and I have a little shirt on, got my grandmother's earrings. But yeah, I wanted to do a fun makeup look, so let's get into the makeup. Okay, so foundation is on, primer, moisturize, and everything beforehand. And now I'm going to prime my eyes. Don't forget to prime your eyes, especially if you're going to be using bright colors like we are going to be doing today. Okay, so for the first color that we're going to be using is this beautiful, I guess you can call it like a brick orange, like a burnt orange color. And we're going to be putting that all over the top part of my eyelids. For you, if you have eyebrows, do it as like in your crease. I haven't had eyebrows for a while because I forgot where your eye and your eyebrow meets, and Anywho, so that's pretty much the color that we're going to be using for both eyes on our transition, essentially. And I'm going to be dragging it down just like a little bit on my nose. I don't know why I've been loving this. I'm going for it. And now I'm going to be brush just to blend everything all out, make sure that it's all nice and pretty. And now I'm going to be taking this, what I like to call a perfect pumpkin spice color. Legitimately looks like the seasoning pumpkin spice for baking. I love it. Fantastic. We're just going to be using that as a nice transition color between my eyelid to the top of my eye, just so it has this nice gradient color. And it's such a pretty color. Love using it. Love to see it. Love her work. And then I'm just going to be taking a lighter orange and I'm putting that on my eyelids. And then here I'm taking this glittery orange and I'm putting that mainly towards the inner part of my eyes, and for like a semi highlighter effect. Okay, so I just took some black eyeshadow and a very, very thin detailing brush, and I'm using that to essentially outline where I'm going to want the bat wings to be. Now, this took me a while to get. There's a few tries that I couldn't get the points the way that I wanted them to be. It's a lot easier to do on somebody else than yourself, but trial and error, right? So it's pretty kind of self-explanatory. I tried to record as much as I possibly can just so you guys can see in depth and detail on how to do it. So you can kind of make it a little bit smaller and how you want to. I made them really big because that really suits me. And a lot of the videos that I saw online, they really sped them through. You couldn't really see what they were actually doing. And so that's why I really, really, really wanted to make sure you guys got every single detail that I did. Now there is going to be a part at the end where you see a little bit more detail, and I will go into that. At this point, I noticed that I did them a little bit too long on that side, so I kind of fixed it up just a little tiny bit, just so it's a little more even. So here's when I start to get a little frustrated with the wings just because it wasn't coming out how I wanted them to. And then I just kind of kept trying and kept trying and kept trying, and then like it just started becoming a big old mess. Just to be perfectly honest. That's just because my eyeliners I kept having to switch them out because I needed to make sure that the felt tip didn't dry out, and then some of them were like really liquidy. So there was a lot of product coming out, and that made it kind of like more difficult for me to make sure that I was getting a thin line, not such a thick line, because I wanted to make sure that I was going to get it right and not have to redo my entire face all over again. But I mean, it all turned out in the end, right? Okay, so now that I have my basic outline done, I'm just filling everything in with some matte black eyeshadow. I wish I had some liquid eyeshadow, but I mean, you use what you got, right? And now it's time for highlight. I am using my Becca highlighter in Pearl. Just love this highlighter. I talk about it all the time. It's my favorite one. I use it all the time. So when I was done here, I went to the bathroom and I sat in front of the mirror, was really close to it, made sure that I got the outlines really well, and that's how I got this effect here. It just essentially is just making sure the outline looks good. And this is the finished look. I love how it turned out. It's my first time doing a bat wing like this, or like at all, but I love it. Super cute. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like, don't forget to comment down below, and also subscribe, ring that spooky notification bell, and hit all. That way you get notified for every single video that I post. And I will also add Linktree down below, which has my Cash App and my PayPal now attached to it, if you guys would like to help me with my earnings, seeing as I don't get paid by YouTube and I would love to continue to do this as my full-time job. Well, as always guys, don't forget to live your lives for yourselves, do all things with kindness, and forever stay spooky, my friends.